along in peace. You put my mind at ease, and on the trail we share. Oh, whisper through the stair. Where did we go today? And did we have a say? Maybe we all can choose. Maybe no one would lose. Thanks everybody for once again joining me on the Jeep Journals. This channel is brought to you for your own listening enjoyment and on occasion for your own viewing enjoyment if you enjoy looking at something like what you're seeing right now. In a lot of cases in the past, I showcased wildlife and nature. Right now, I'm showcasing an array of guitars. This guitar is an 80s model Washburn Woodstock. This guitar was purchased from Las Vegas, and the seller, their name is Jesus, and that's at least the information that I have from the information that was presented on the auction site or on the sale site. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because this guitar is quite mysterious to me. It's beautiful, first of all. I hope that you're seeing or already looked at the guitar itself as I was panning over it, or as I am panning over it, so that you can watch the beauty of this guitar on your video screen. This particular item, when it was received, I had made some comments before I received it in the mail saying that I thought it was quite interesting that this came from someone with the name spelled like a spiritual savior, for an example. The name Jesus, the name Jesus. I made a comment on how this guitar was coming from Jesus in the desert, and the desert of Las Vegas. And the interesting thing is that this guitar, when it arrived in a guitar case. I was going to say a box, but it arrived in a guitar case, and in that case, in one of the pockets, was a piece of paper that had drawn on it a cross with Jesus and a lamb, and the drawing was quite elementary. It was like something a child would have drawn, and I asked the seller of this guitar if they had any more information about that, after which point they discontinued conversing with me any further. I was just curious about the drawing and where it had come from, because in my mind, before I even received this, I had already, and not just in my mind, I had already discussed what was in my mind with several people, that I was going to be receiving Jesus's guitar from Las Vegas. And this guitar has been quite something to me. It's a well-worn guitar. It definitely has a few blemishes here and there. I've replaced or covered up the inlays that are on here with something that I thought was a little bit closer matching, although I don't really know that I like these added on fret markers any more than the original ones. And I may go somewhere at some point to try and get the frets to match the detail that's around the sound port of this guitar. In either event, this song was called Whisper, and at least that's the initial title that I've given to it. It's a rough cut, and it's another rough gem that I'm bringing to you that I hope that you've enjoyed. I hope that you're enjoying watching the Jeep Journals here and hearing all of the random conversation that maybe sparks some kind of topics that you may want to think about and discuss at your own home with your own friends and family. And if it's something of interest, this guitar or the conversation or the feeling that you have when you watch these videos, please feel free to share these on your own social viewing platform. I don't have any social media platform except for this channel right here. I used to be on some of the online presences, but as I shared all of the wildlife and nature pictures that I used to share frequently, I noticed a sharp downturn in all of that information, especially as I combined that with showing the struggle of wildlife and nature as it is occurring right now. Some of you might know that the weather has been quite temperamental. Some of you might understand that globally we are facing situations that maybe need to be discussed a little bit further. And some of you know that whispering is quite different from yelling, and perhaps we need to whisper with one another some of these concepts so that we can more peacefully discuss what it is that can possibly occur when we work together. When we yell at one another, sometimes that defensive attitude shuts down the receptors in our minds that would allow us to process any of the conversation to begin with, and we block everything out like as if it was a conflict. And most people are conflict avoidant, and they will not retain any of the information that was given to them except for the feeling that was given to them if someone yells some information at them. This is the same reason why a lot of people can't hear rock and roll songs. Although if you are into music at all, I hope that you will take this one piece of advice and look up the lyrics for a song. In fact, I'll give you the Google search would be Megadeth Countdown to Extinction lyrics. If you search for that, Megadeth, Megadeth, Countdown to Extinction lyrics, you'll see an interesting song that was written by a hard rock band, by a musician. I don't know if he wrote it alone or with someone else, but this song that was written by a hard rock entity has been performed quite admirably. It was recorded really well. If you listen to the song as you're reading the lyrics, after you read the lyrics, in fact, then you'll understand some people may not ever be able to hear that type of rock and roll song because it's so aggressive. And since that level of aggression can sometimes be off-putting to someone who is trying to remain in a calm state of mind, then they may never hear the message. So the reason I'm mentioning this is hopefully, again, so that some of you will listen to what I've recorded, listen to the concepts that we're discussing here, which touch on all of the environmental issues that we've all been faced with. In fact, there's an environmental situation going on outside right now where the recycle entity that we have is perusing the neighborhood. I'm sure you heard it on this video. I apologize. Again, these are just presented as they are. And all of those well-timed little signs of synchronicity hopefully speak with you just as much as I'm speaking with you, and just as much as anything else in nature singing will be speaking with you going forward. So thanks again for watching here at the Jeep Journals. Until next time, peace, love, and all that old school stuff.